In business, there is no room for ego. Once you clean the ego, you already increase your chances to succeed in like 50, 60%.
Why do so many small sellers feel like they can't keep up with the big brands?
Great question. I think it's actually...
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Coffee Break podcast. Ever feel like your store is getting crushed by the big brands? You're not alone. Today we're talking about data-driven strategies that help small sellers spot winners, optimize listing and scale without guessing or wasting time. Joining me is Nahar Geva. He is the e-commerce entrepreneur and founder of ZIK Analytics. From a small eBay dropshipping store to helping over 300,000 sellers grow their business, Nahar knows what it takes to win online. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Nahar, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here today. The topic that we have picked for this podcast, it's amazing. I think this is where a lot of people struggle with. So I'm very happy to be delivering value and helping people in this area.
Yeah, let's start simple. Why do so many small sellers feel like they can't keep up with the big brands?
Great question. I think it's actually starting from a mindset problem. And people give themselves excuses when they are, getting started. They always say, oh, this niche is too saturated, or there is too much competition. And the deep reason for it is people afraid to succeed. People have fear to take the responsibility of becoming successful. So I think the first step is fixing your mindset. And I think this is where, people need to make the biggest switch. Once you fix your mindset and you believe that you can actually do it, you just need to find a way. This is also when you start looking for solutions, looking for ways to be better than your competitors, even if they're a big brand or a large store.
We couldn't agree more than this, because the mindset is so important. And fix a mindset, data helps a lot there. Because if you look into data, you see the facts, it makes it so much easier, because what your gut feeling is probably not the right idea on what's really happening in the market. What are the biggest mistakes that sellers make when they are trying to grow without data, without facts?
Yes, so I will link these questions to the first questions, and I will give a deeper answer for both at the same time. So the biggest mistake sellers or new sellers are doing is they're starting biased. They come in with their own ideas and their own opinions about products without relying any of those ideas on data. And because they love shoes or they love cosmetics or they love any kind of product, they think that this is what they need to sell. So they spend time listing those products to their stores and eventually seeing that there are no sales at all. But the way to solve it, the way to overcome this mistake, and also with link to the first questions, is to beat your big competitors, is to rely on data. Instead of being biased to anything, we should be neutral. I used to say in the webinars to people that in business, there is no room for ego. Once you clean the ego, you already increase your chances to succeed in like 50, 60%. So the same when you approach product research, when you approach e-commerce, whether it is drop shipping, selling your own product, building your own brand, can be on any marketplace, it doesn't matter. It's all about relying on the data. Once you start to rely on data and to find the ways, the tools, the strategies to analyze your market, your competitors, the products that you want to sell, this is where you start to find opportunity. And there you should act as a detective. Like detective is a great metaphor because, detectives, when they go into a crime scene, they look for all the clues, right? They look for all the signs that can help them find whether it is the criminal, the murderer, or whatever it is. So in product research is the same. Now, if you take the offline world versus the online world, this is where you see the big advantage online sellers have. Why? The data is fully transparent. You can get access to data on every marketplace, sales history, reviews, prices, and products that other competitors are selling. And of course, the visual aspect of things, which features, how the product looks like, the colors, the materials, and all these kind of things. So because you have this access to data, this game becoming a lot easier, but also a lot funner. So if you approach it as a game and you understand, okay, now I'm a detective and I need to find those clues, find the signs, find the opportunities to where I can bring an added value, or I can differentiate my product from my competitor product. I can increase the click-through rate, all those kind of things. I can have a better price, etc. This is what will make the difference in the end. This is what I would say the opposite of the biggest mistake people do, and also in related to beating your competitors.
I like the approach of thinking you're a detectives there. So for our listeners, we have a whole range. We have people who are just started. We have people who are doing this for a while. For somebody who's completely new to data, where should they start? Because there's so much data, there's so many tools out there, and it might be just confusing. So what's the best starting point?
Of course. So I would be biased and I would say start in ZIK Analytics, but let's look at it from a bigger perspective. In the end, we need systems, not just tools. We need to build systems. We need to build system that will form habits. So of course, if you just come to the industry and you just want to start your business and you look all around it, all over the internet, and you see so many tools, so many suggestions, so many mentors, everyone teach something else. It's a little bit overwhelming. I understand. I've been there as well. When I started, it was the same things. There were less tools, but still a lot of people discussed about different methods and different ideas. The first thing is to find the focus, is to find one system that you want to focus on and clean all the distractions around you. If you go to, for example, to a tool such as ZIK Analytics, there are a lot of training videos, webinars, and training that give you this system. At the same time, you don't even need to go to a tool. You can find a mentor. You can buy a course. Everything transparent also about courses and mentors and tools. You can see reviews everywhere. Today, you can really know if you're going to buy a course that's worth the money, join a closed group that's worth the money, or subscribe to a tool that's worth the money or not. Everything is there. So pick one thing, stick to it. First of all, learn system. Build those habits, form those habits that will make you familiar with product research, with data analysis. Once you master it, this is where you will find the room to bring your own opinion, your own ideas. And again, going back to the ego thing, don't come up and force your own ideas after after you watch one video training. My suggestion, stick to a workflow, execute it blindly, trust your mentors. One of the things that I used to say and that changed my life was that when I got started, I joined a closed group and I just, I closed my eyes. I had the experience coming from a life coaching training, being a life coach, being in real estate. So all this experience helped me. And I knew that my only way to succeed is to close my eyes and only focus on the workflow. Not let any distraction change. After I execute it properly, as it should be executed, then I can start analyzing, reverse engineering. It worked out, it didn't work out, etc. So I have one little story about it, which is from the real estate world, from the time I was a real estate agent, where following, and trusting your mentors has changed my whole business experience. In 2015, I believe, I returned back to my country and I decided to go into real estate because I wanted to start a business that has nothing to do with holding inventory. I had a bad experience with businesses holding inventory. One of them was in Germany, the other one was in Israel, and I bought a lot of stock and started the business and I lost a lot of money. So my mind set me on a place where, okay, find a way to make money without the risk of having inventory. So the idea of starting a real estate business came to my mind. I started as a real estate agent. I joined an office in Tel Aviv and I started working. The first 1 month I was running between houses, giving 200% of myself, but I had no results at all. And my boss at the time, the owner of the office, he was like maybe a 60 years old, a 55 years old guy with tons of experience in e-commerce, in real estate. And he came to me and he told me, look, Nahar, I see that you work very hard, but I have to tell you something. Real estate is a lot about building fast relationship with people. You have a short time, you meet a person who is interested in buying apartment or selling apartment, they need to very quickly feel very comfortable with you. And you have a great name, the name Nahar. It's a great name, but it's a little bit complicated for people for the first time. Now, in Hebrew, Nahar means river. It's a very unusual name. So it can make people feel awkward for the first meeting, you know. So he told me, change your name to Nero. Call yourself Nero. I was like, what? Why this guy asked me to change my name to Nero? Why should I change? Immediately my ego came, you know, out. Why should I change my name? Same day I drove back to my apartment. And when I came to enter the building, there was an older guy sitting there, very positive guy that I knew that was working in the laundromat. And he was looking at me and telling me, Nahar, what happened to you? You look upset. Is everything all right? And I was, you know, I've been working so hard for 1 month, trying my best, didn't have any result. And my boss came to me and telling me that I need to change my name. So he asked me, how long is your boss doing real estate? I told him, I don't know, 30 years, maybe 35 years. So why wouldn't you take his advice? He's telling me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I came back the day after. I told him, okay, Victor, I'm ready to be Nero. This moment, I changed my name, introduced myself as Nero. 6 months later, I became the #1 agent in the office, sold houses, rented houses, things worked amazing. The point from this story is that leave aside the ego, find a mentor, and do everything he says. Find a system and follow this system. Because there are so many distractions, and if you will not follow one system until you get the point, you will never reach to this level where you understand how the market works. And it's the same with anything. So yeah, that's my point and my story about this importance.
I totally love this story. It shows you that focus is key and experience is key, and experience you get by mentors, by role models, by people who have done this very, very long. Now, you have been on the journey, as you mentioned, in e-commerce from scratch for quite some time, and you started with ZIK Analytics. Tell me about the story. How did you decide from getting out into e-commerce and looking at the analytics side of things?
Sure. So in 2016, I moved to Germany. I tried to do real estate in Germany, but very quickly I understand with my level of German language, I have no chance. So I looked for alternatives and I came across dropshipping and eBay dropshipping. And first, I was actually pretty skeptic about it. I even made fun of my friend who started studying eBay dropshipping. But I had one moment that made a shift. It was a paradigm shift in my mind, where I visited in Israel, and all the way back to the airport, I went to the real estate office where I was working, meeting this guy Victor, the owner of the office, and he was asking me how it is going in Germany, and I told him, yeah, I try to do real estate, but it's not working out. And then he's looking at me, you know, with all his experience of utilizing opportunities, and he's looking at me and he's telling me, look, Nahar, forget about real estate in Germany. You have no chance. With your accent, no one going to look to your direction. The only things you can do is sell something online. And he had no idea that I already heard about eBay dropshipping before. But once I hear it from him, a person with so much experience in understanding and identifying opportunities, things clicked. I came back to Germany. I told to my wife, look, I have an idea. I'm going to start eBay dropshipping, but I don't have a computer. I need you to loan me money to buy a laptop. So she loaned me the money. I bought a laptop, and I was just from morning till evening studying and learning about dropshipping. I joined this closed group, and I just followed the strategies, start listing products. I came across another seller that were already longer time in the community, and he was pretty successful at the time. And I can't forget the first 2 months I barely sold anything, and he's coming to me and he's telling me, you know, Nahar, try to sell this product, and he's selling me this product, and I list this product to my store. At that time, I was dropshipping from Amazon to eBay. I list the product to my store, and like 35 minutes later, maybe 1 hour later, I hear the ching from the eBay app. I'm running to the computer. I see the product sold. I say, wait, how is possible that fast? Then again, it sold 5 times. I went to Amazon to order the product. After the 3rd time I ordered the product from Amazon, I see I cannot order this product anymore. There is a limitation on how much you can order this product. And this is when I realized how to think demand and supply in e-commerce. Because I realized the seller gave me this product because there is a limited amount of orders, so he felt free to tell me, hey, try it. He wanted me to see probably how the sales are working, and also he didn't felt like it's a competition because he anyway limited for how much he can sell it. But I realized it because the supply is limited, the products are selling so fast because there is more demand than supply. So I started digging in eBay and looking where I can see demand and supply. So I was doing manually through eBay and checking finding a product, searching the title inside eBay, seeing the results, calculating one by one how many similar products are in the results, going inside each product, calculating the sales history, and then things start to work out. I start listing products this way, finding a seller, spotting all the winning products, checking one by one, listing maybe 7 to 15 products a day. After 8 months, I made $5,000 in profit, around $50,000 revenue. And I realized, okay, I figured out something here. I looked around in the community. All what other sellers did was just copy pasting products from Amazon to eBay. So I realized, okay, I have a system in my hands. And this is also linked to what we discussed before. I have a system in my hand. Now, how can I automate it? How can I speed it up? How can I make a tool that gives me better data, faster results, and can turn all this game into a habit forming process where I can just keep finding products all day? And this is how the idea of ZIK Analytics came. So it's all came from hands-on experience. And then we start building the tool. I found a developer. We become partners. And we launched the tool in 2017. And since then, we've just added features and updated features and turn it into a all-in-one market research tool. We also added Shopify into the platform, so you can also do competitor analysis on Shopify, etc. So yeah, that's the story. That's the full story.
I love the story that is really bringing up a solution out of an actual experience, out of an actual problem, and bringing this to the market. Now, you have worked with hundreds of thousands of sellers out there. For our listeners who are new to ZIK Analytics, give me a quick overview about the features and how the day-to-day life looks for them when working with ZIK Analytics.
Sure. So first of all, it's some questions. What is your sales channel, whether it is eBay or Shopify? Even if you sell on Amazon or another marketplace, you can still utilize the data from those platforms because they are huge, and the keywords and the product that's selling on eBay or on Shopify may also sell very well on Amazon. Of course, you need to also check the data on Amazon. But let's start from the starting point. First question is, are you selling on eBay or are you selling on Shopify? Are you a drop shipper or are you inventory seller? Every one of those type of sellers can utilize ZIK in different ways. The main key tools in ZIK are the competitor research tool, the product research tool, the product explorer, the category research, and the keyword research tool. These are the main tools on the eBay. On the Shopify side, we have Sales Tracker, which is a competitor research tool, and Product Explorer and Store Finder, where you can find stores and see what they're saying. So the whole idea is the same on both platforms. The idea is to form a habit of doing research daily, finding competitors, saving them to your list. So you build a list of competitors who are using the same suppliers like you or in the same niche or industry like you. So you can visit them on a weekly basis and get new ideas from them about what's selling, what not, and what prices, etc. The second part is, if you're a dropshipper, is to always find the source product. So whether it is AliExpress, Amazon, and Walmart, or you source from Alibaba or something like this. So find the source products, make the full calculation to see that the products that you found is in profit. So let's say the product on eBay sells for $100, you find the AliExpress version for $70 or for $50. Now you can sell it for $97, $3 cheaper than your competitor, but still make profit, for example. Okay. So then the next habit is to save those products to your folders. You have a whole system inside ZIK to save the products to your folders, and then list those products to your store. This is when it comes to eBay. And then you just have to repeat every day. I would add on top of it, as suggestions for me, once in a week, twice in a week, also do niche research to find more in-depth, like more stronger opportunities. Because copy pasting products from sellers, it's one way, which is it's work well and gives you the volume. But when you do niche research, when you analyze a niche, when you analyze the products to the level of features, colors, sizes, materials, and then you go to your suppliers and you find something that can have a better advantage, more features, different color, better material, a bundle, just look better, etc. Then you can bring it to the market. And even if you don't have a competitive price, you're still creating disruption. You're still differentiating yourself from the competitor. You are unique and you're able to sell this product very well. So I would spend like 4 hours a week for niche research, and then the rest of the week for just spying on competitors, growing the list, the database of competitors, and just keep adding and listing products to my store every day. When it comes to Shopify, it's a little bit different. Why? First of all, there are a few different business models in Shopify when you dropship on Shopify. If you're a dropshipper, so there are like one product store. So then you need to just find one product, and then niche stores, and then you can also dropship fashion products and stuff like this. If it's a one product store, you research for one product, you find this one product. So the process, the habit that you build is the same. You go, you find competitors, you find stores, you analyze them, you then check the source prices on your supplier, make sure the calculation is right, find way to outrank the competitor in terms of product, visual, copy on the website, branding, etc. And then you launch this product, and then you can add extra products, which again, even for adding bundles, I would still use data analytics to analyze, find products and add. You can just add from your mind, you can be biased, or you can rely on data, right? And that's the first thing. If you have one product store, I would always suggest don't go for one. Find one product, launch the store, then another one. You have to try at least 10 products until you find one winner. If you're lucky, you find it on the first one, but most likely it's not going to happen. So that's when it's one product store. If you have a niche store, then of course you keep finding product, keep analyzing competitors all the time. The same process, finding all the competitors in your niche, see what they are selling, what are the best selling products, and then just do everything you can to have better branding, better content, better prices, more bundles, more options, things they don't have, or just better than what they have. And if it's fashion, it's basically the same process, just about fashion. And now let's discuss inventory sellers in both areas. Inventory sellers, the whole process is a bit slower because the sourcing part can take time. It's not like with drop shipping, I find these products, okay, let's get it from AliExpress, put it in the store. So in the sourcing process, you need to give more time, you need to analyze deeper, you need to do a lot more validations before you invest in stock, because stock it's a capital investment. So I would say, beside finding competitors, run category and product research to understand what the entire niche is doing, to understand who are the strongest players in the category, what prices they have, and then make sure that the product you bring have a unique selling proposition. Must have a unique selling proposition. Whether it is in the feature, the color, again, like I said, or just in the branding, you need to have the unique selling proposition, because otherwise you will spend a lot of money buying a product than trying to compete with someone with a lot more experience. And now, about your first questions, I will link it to it, because this is where I utilize ZIK Analytics for my stores the most, is where I found those windows of opportunities in specific niches, and then I exploited it. Let me give you an example. Once I listed a radio scanner. In the United States, it's very common to have those radio scanners where you can listen to the police in the house. It's a niche. I had no clue about it. It's a niche. People order these radio scanners and then they just listen to the police, like what's happening with the police. So those radio scanners, I list these radio scanners and it starts selling very well. I went to eBay. I searched the title in the product research of ZIK and in eBay. I looked on the results, and I saw that I am the only one selling this product with this specific title. Plus, there is only few, like 3 versions, like different models, and all of them black color. I went back to Amazon. I searched for the same thing. So I did a whole niche research, the same on my supplier on Amazon. And I've seen, wow, there are so many colors, so many bundles, pack of 5, pack of 2, with extra batteries, with long antenna, and with camouflage color, red color, orange color, yellow color, models that not even exist on eBay. So what I did, I took this title that differentiate me from all the competitors, which were the competitors were very technical. They used the brand name and all these things. And I only use radio scanner, police transmitter, and some other keywords. So I took it, I brought all the other products from Amazon one by one, I put the title on them, and I just added the difference, like yellow, red, extra batteries, 5-pack, and all those kind of things. And I started listing. What happened is that this window of opportunity, once it was exploded, I ruled the first page of result in eBay. And I'm a drop shipper. I'm not even holding a stock. And then I start selling a lot. And the second advantage was that I stick to the highest price. So even if I could find same product for cheaper, I did not reduce my price on eBay. So my profit margins grew a lot. And then when I find those opportunities there, I started to look for more similar opportunities. Then I did the same with the LED lights, with the motion LED lights, for the security LED lights, the one that you put in the garden. And I explored this niche, and then I found another niche and I explored it. So that's what I meant when I say, like, this is how you beat your competitors. The advantage as a small seller you have the time to go into details with everything. The big sellers, they don't go into details. They just put tons of products in their store. They just rely on their brand, and they miss a lot of opportunities. They can allow themselves to miss a lot of opportunities because their brand is strong enough. And you, as a small seller, you are farming those opportunities with data analysis, with research, and then you exploit them to grow and become big sellers by yourself. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. And I didn't interrupt you because that was a masterclass in how you build a dropshipping business, either on eBay or on Shopify and other platforms. And a lot of things you mentioned, like the unique selling proposition, is so important. And a lot of people do not really know about it, how important it is to find a unique selling proposition, to find actually an angle to sell it. So I really like this. For our listeners, I think you have to listen to this at least twice, maybe a couple of times more, just to get all the golden nuggets that Nahar just mentioned in there. Now, things have become easier. I started dropshipping, I think, in 2015, and there was a lot of manual things. There was not that much on data available. With ZIK Analytics, things makes much, much easier. What's the onboarding for ZIK Analytics? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a great question. Onboarding is something we always try to improve. There is always room to improve. You join ZIK, you get 7 days right now is 7 days for free, but normally it's 7 days for 1 day, for $1, sorry. So you pay $1, you get 7 days to try the tool. Then you get access to the Market Insights dashboard, which is a place where you get a lot of data concentrated into one place, competitors, products, everything ready to use, so you can get started quickly. We are now working on a new dashboard and upgrading other tools to have better onboarding experience, where we get suggested searches, pre-selected filters, and things that can make you move. But every feature in ZIK have a 10 to 15 minutes training videos that also include strategies. It's not just tutorial, okay, this is how it works, but it's also include the strategies that you can use with the tool. And I would say anyone that want to become successful in dropshipping, in e-commerce, and find winning products, just watch these videos. You can also find them on YouTube. Master these training videos one after another. Learn how to utilize each tool. Like I said in the beginning, remove all distractions, focus on one thing, master it, and then reverse engineer it. Focus on one thing, master it, then reverse engineer it. And then you will become successful very quickly. It's not much time, to be honest, to learn about it.
Yeah, I like this approach with focusing on mastering one thing after another. I had a lot of chats in the last couple of years where people are saying, I want to build a brand. Yeah, that's the wrong angle. A brand, that takes a long time. Or they just think, I want to, as you mentioned before, I want to sell this specific product for what reason ever it is. With my own journey in e-commerce, I did dropshipping, a lot of products, a lot of research, as you said, and then I found a very specific niche. like with the radio scanners that you mentioned, a niche that I had absolutely no clue about it, turn it around and make it successful. And I think that's the way to go. And also for our listeners, probably have heard dropshipping is dead, which is nonsense. Dropshipping is not dead. It's a business principle that is there for a very long time and it will stay. So ZIK Analytics helps you to get started. And obviously there's all the training that you need in the world. Let's talk about the pricing structure. How do you charge on the long run for ZIK Analytics?
It's very simple. We have a monthly and yearly subscription, depends on the plan. On the Shopify, it's fixed, so there is one plan, but we're about to launch AdSpy and AI Store Builder, so we will add more plans. And for eBay, there are 3 plans, depending on the features that you want to use. The bigger plans are mainly for eBay dropshippers who want to automate and find hundreds and thousands of products from Amazon, Walmart, and AliExpress. But for getting started, the first plan, the Pro plan, is totally enough.
Okay. Before we come to the end of our coffee break today, is there anything you want to share with our listeners that we haven't covered yet?
Yes, actually, there is something that I want to share with everyone here, and it's not related to e-commerce, but it's something that will definitely going to transform your life and make you grow also in entrepreneurship and e-commerce. And this is building a strong morning routine. I know it's out of context completely, but I can tell you that it's completely transformed my life. Having a proper morning routine, waking up early as possible, as 5:30 in the morning, doing sport, meditation, reading books, enriching your mind, nurturing your mind all the time. Read books, biographies of successful people, read books about money, read books about mindset, about psychology. Do this for yourself every morning. You don't need to read a lot, 20 minutes every morning. Do this for yourself every morning, and you will start the day so powerful that everything else will become a lot easier. I can tell you as a person that I was a person that have had a lot of challenges, with the discipline and very, I would say, addictive behavior, easily going into the phone, scrolling shorts, easily, going into meme coins or bad eating habits in the night and stuff like this. And focusing on the morning routine is automatically taking this discipline muscle in your mind and strengthening it to be so strong that everything else become easy. It's easier for you to say no when you don't want, or when you think things are not good for you. It's easier for you to sit down and focus and do your dropshipping training, watch videos, take action. It's easier for you, everything. So on your morning, elevate your life. As simple as that. So that's the only thing I wanted to say before we finish.
I think that's a very good end to our chat today. I'm a big lifelong learner myself, and I think for our listeners, if you get in contact with Nahar, there's so much more wisdom and mentorship involved than just talking about the product. And on that note, where can people go and find more about you?
Yeah, of course, there is the YouTube channel of ZIK Analytics, and this is where most of the content is released. There is my Instagram channel. I'm not that active, to be honest. But mainly in the YouTube channel, Facebook groups, Discord of ZIK Analytics.
Cool. I will put all the links in the show notes as always, then you're just one click away. Nahar, thanks so much for the chat today. I think there was a lot of content in there that our listeners can definitely put in place and start working on it and become successful. And I hope a lot of people will reach out to you and start their business with ZIK Analytics. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Klaus. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for the stage. Have a nice day.